Thank you everyone for watching Waiting Makes You Whole number 10. As you all know, or maybe some of you might not know, I was recently hospitalized. I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism, and that's why I have my friend Yasmin here. She is big on nutrition and she studies about thyroids and everything, and she gets deep into that. And I want to break things down so that I can help others prevent what I went through. I'm also going to share my testimony at the end of the video, so you guys can look out for signs and symptoms and prevent being hospitalized. So Yasmin, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm happy that you're here. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I run a health and wellness website called Garden of Yasmin. And on my Instagram, I also share a lot of just nutrition, vegan nutrition, plant-based nutrition, all sorts of stuff.
Smoothies,
yep.
Looks good.
Recipes, all the good stuff. So if you have any questions or you need some advice, I'm here for you. But yeah, I'm here to be here.
So my first question is, what is hypothyroidism and what is hyperthyroidism?
Okay, so hyperthyroidism is having an overactive thyroid, so you're producing too much of a thyroid hormone, a B thyroid hormone, and then hypothyroidism is completely opposite. You're just producing a very, very little amount of the thyroid hormone.
So what helps me remember that is like hippo. Like hippo makes you fatter, and hyper, you lose weight because you're hyper. Question 2. So what can help me or anyone that's experiencing this prevent it? Hypo or
Oh, no, you're fine. Sorry.
Okay, hyper or hypothyroidism?
Yeah, so if you have hyper or hypothyroidism, I think essentially it boils down to your diet. What are you eating? So if you're eating foods that are full of carbohydrates, refined sugars, that actually has a way of disrupting your hormones, and including your thyroid hormones. So you definitely need to eat clean. You need to eat a lot of greens, a lot of vegetables, a lot of grains, and a lot of seeds, and just really, really minimize the amount of carbs and amount of the sugars that you're eating, processed sugars that you're eating.
Okay, like finding white
yeah,
bread
just like finding
stuff.
white bread, white rice. You know, when you eat pizza, like the pizza crust. Yeah, that's like just full white bread, and it's empty calories. You're not getting anything out of it. Just fat, really.
So what are the signs and symptoms for hypo and hyperthyroidism?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. So you'll see some similarities between hyper and hypo, which I'll just get through those first. With hypo and hyperthyroidism, you can experience a goiter, so it's just a protrusion of the thyroid gland right up under the Adam's apple. You'll also experience your eyes, they just kind of pop out a bit. And so with hyperthyroidism, those symptoms in particular, you can also experience just jitteriness, feeling nervous, feeling anxious, your hair loss, diarrhea, palpitations. And then with hypothyroidism, your face can get a bit puffy, you're intolerant to cold, so you'll feel cold a little quicker than others would, your hands and your feet would. What else? But you can always Google some of the symptoms. Just type in, symptoms of hypothyroidism or symptoms of hyperthyroidism, and they'll pull up a huge list for you.
How do you reverse either one of them? How is it reversible?
Okay, so in some cases, it's sometimes not reversible depending on how severe it is. So if you have hypothyroidism and you've been diagnosed with Graves' disease, the doctor or the physician may tell you that you may need to get your thyroid removed, the entire gland removed.
What is that? Does that mean that it's not working anymore?
It just means that it's producing too much
For your body.
hormone. It's absolutely too much, and it's just not stopping. So they'll have to remove it. They may remove a part of it, or they may remove the entire thing. It's really up to the doctor depending on the severity of it. So with that, if you don't have a thyroid hormone, what's happening? They're going to give you medication for the rest of your life to act as a thyroid hormone. It's going to be producing that for you. So at that stage, it's not reversible. But if your thyroid levels are, I would say if they're like high, but not significantly high, and the doctor says, well, you don't need to get your thyroid removed, then you can probably get it adjusted by just diet, by staying away from the excessive carbs, the processed sugars, and just eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, nuts and grains.
Sugars.
But also genetics play a huge role into it. So sometimes it's really, really hard for you. We just have to be really intentional, very, very intentional, very disciplined, and you can probably overcome it. So you just need to speak with your doctor about it.
Okay, so recently I was hospitalized and I was diagnosed with hyper, the one that makes you hyper, thyroidism. and my symptoms were severe. I had weeks of diarrhea. TMI, but weeks of diarrhea. Yeah, I was shaky, but I thought it was because of the diarrhea. I thought I was dehydrated, but I was drinking plenty of fluids and Gatorade because it had the potassium and sodium to make me hydrated. It had electrolytes. So the diarrhea didn't stop. I was losing weight. My skin was extra dry. I tried different lotions. I even did a concoction of oils, like olive oil, coconut oil, cocoa butter, everything. And I would wake up super dry, itchy skin. I was moody. And so I checked in to see my doctor, and when I saw my doctor, she did the test. And she did a regular panel, but the TSH, which is the thyroid stimulating hormone, shows that it was hardly working, and that's the one that tells your thyroid whether to keep working or stop working. But because it's not working, it couldn't tell my thyroid hormone to stop. So my thyroid is like producing, and I'm super hyper and I'm losing weight. And so that thyroid hormone is super high. But my doctor wanted me to see a specialist, and she was like, well, until you see your specialist, she gave me a heart medication because my heart, it even affected my heart. My heart rate was 128 when I checked in to see her, which is normal. Is the max is supposed to be 100. That's the highest it's supposed to be. So it was 128. And then after that, I was fine. I was like, okay, I'll take the heart medication. And I kept doing my work as normal, taking care of the kids, cooking, cleaning, doing everything. But that was Monday. Friday came, and when Friday came, I was sweaty, hot, cold. My legs swelled up. My heart rate was 160. I took it here at the house. And I even went to the job, took it at the job. My feet got swollen, so I said, you know what, maybe I just need to rest because I see the endocrinologist on Tuesday. So I went to bed, elevated my feet. When I woke up the next morning, I had a super throbbing headache. It was like my head was gonna explode. I had my a heavy menstrual at that time. My menstrual completely stopped. My legs were still swollen, and my heart rate was 160. So at that point, I called my sister. I told her, hey, can you come over? I got to go to the ER. I went to the ER, and they admitted me. They admitted me because they were like, there's no way we're going to let you out. You're at risk right now. So until your heart rate is regulated, then we're going to have to keep you here. So that's what happened. I'm wearing this t-shirt because this is the t-shirt I had on all 3 days. I was so discouraged. I felt like I was going to pass away. And that's why I posted a little video on Instagram like, guys, I'm okay. I was dying inside. But I wanted to do this video because if anybody's having those signs, I have a lot of friends that have the same symptoms I have, and they refuse to get checked out. So guys, do your annual blood work. If you haven't done it, please go get it done. If you got insurance, self-pay, Medicaid, there's payment plans. If you got Medicaid, man, you better go get your blood work. That's free. If you have insurance, pay $50 copayment. They can bill you the rest. But I'm just happy to be here, and I'm happy that you came.
Thanks for having me. You did mention that hyperthyroidism runs in your family.
Hyper. Yeah, it runs in my family. It does. So it's a genetic thing. But then again, I think mine is autoimmune because I remember, and now that you talked about it,
did they say you had Graves' disease?
Because they did more blood work, and they started seeing that my antibodies is attacking my system. But now that listening to her talk, I was like, oh snap! I started having bread allergies like 3 years ago.
Really?
Like every time I ate bread, I would start coughing, sneezing, my back would itch, my
because a lot of stuff is genetically modified too, so that stuff makes your body like.
And maybe that's what So now I'm eating smoothies. Now I'm having smoothies, like egg omelets, cheese omelets, whatever. Cheese, eggs. I'm coconut milk, almond milk, spinach, kale. Check out her website; it's the bomb. But I do a lot of research on what's high, but I'm trying not to have iodine until the scan. But for now, I don't know if I'm gonna have to have it removed. So guys, help me pray. If you're watching this video and you're a prayer warrior, pray for me, please. because I do not want to get it removed. And my prayer is that God will help me, because He is a miracle worker. And just like when I was in the hospital and discouraged, I remember they transferred me to a different room, which I thought was a better room because it looked nice. But I remember being discouraged and being on my bed and just asking God, why am I going through this? Like, you know, you think because you're Christian, you get like VIPs. You're a VIP, you get special seats or something, but it's not like that at all. We're all going to go through trials and tribulations. And I remember putting my head back on the pillow, and right on top of me there was a tile that said Jeremiah 29, for I know the plans that I have for you is to give you a great future and a hope, not to destroy you. So that gave me so much peace. That gave me so much peace, and I was like, thank you, God. That was all I needed. I knew I was going to get out of the hospital. And I remember when I came home and my kids were here with my sister, you know, we were talking about the whole process, and my sister was like, man, I thought that was it. I was like, me too. And then I asked my son, I said, Noah, Samara was playing, so I didn't get to ask her, but I was like, Noah, did you think your mom was going to pass away? And he was like, no. And I was like, really? I was scared. Why you wasn't scared? And he was like, because you showed us to trust God.
Amen.
And he was like, and I trust that God is always going to take care of us. And he was like, He always has been taking care of us, and He took care of you. And that's why I wasn't scared. I was like, you're the bomb, Noah. All right. So thank you all for watching. Yasmin, thank you. I'm going to post her link as well so you guys can see her recipes and her website and the nutrients. If you guys have any questions, please reach out. We're here to answer any type of questions regarding this matter. And thank you for watching.